So I'm smoking a Doodler, which is one I had. I've only got one. Now I've got two. More on that in a minute. But yeah, we'll talk about the Doodler here in a minute. What I'm smoking is some Three Oaks English blend from McClelland. 8 years old. Courtesy of Erk. Shared the YouTube table with him, and really a nice guy. So he shared some tobacco. That was awesome. That was awesome. It's nice and smooth. Has some good flavor. You think you want in? It's kind of rainy, so she's pussyfooting around out there. Really? Alright, you're gonna... Come on in. Come on. Or not. So, yeah, that was just some more goodwill at the smoking table, in the smoking tent at the Chicagoland Pipe Show. Yeah, that's good stuff. Thanks, Erk. That was awesome. Yeah, the whole mood there was just awesome. Great stuff. Great stuff. One of the fun things was, for me, that, you know, I make these because it allows me to have a smoke. Because I'm a social smoker. I just don't usually like to smoke by myself. Sometimes. But, so I make these videos just to have a way to have a smoke. Because it feels like I'm smoking with somebody and having a little conversation. So that works for me. And that's all it is. Really. And that is all it is. So I'm always surprised when people like come up and say hi. You know, the Bean Piper, he was amazing. What a great guy. Pat Higgins came up in the smoking tent and he said, "Here, I found something. I thought of you immediately." So it's this old, custom built. I mean, you know, these older ones just have a little different look to them. Possibly because they've been a little worn down, that routering has been worn down. Or they use different bits, router bits, I don't know. But they just have a little different look to them. This one has been smoked, but is just clean as a whistle. Just like a baby's bottom. Not that I've really ever felt a baby's bottom, to tell you the truth, I don't think. Maybe changing a diaper, but it was inadvertent. Anyway, he walked up and he said, "Here, you know, I thought of you when this came my way," and so it's interesting. Well, it's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Pat. I don't deserve any of this. But it's marked, it's stamped Tracy Mincer in his handwriting script. So I was looking that up in the Bible, Bill Unger's book. And he suggests that he didn't know too much about, he was aware of the Tracy Mincer stamp, but there's no documentation of it. And the stamp apparently is lost. So, whereas some of the custom built stamps are still there. I'd have to read in here to see. I don't remember that. But anyway, the Tracy Mincer stamp, I've got a number of custom builds, and this is the only Tracy Mincer stamped custom build. So that makes it very interesting to me. And that it's in such great shape is amazing. So Tracy Mincer died December 1st, 1964. He was born and raised in Cozad, Nebraska, which for me is kind of like in the neighborhood, because I was born in eastern Nebraska, raised in Denver. So, and my folks had some friends from Cozad. Nobody ever mentioned pipe smoking, though. But that was between 53, when he lost custom build, to 64. So that's when this pipe was made, probably in the 50s, honestly. So, neat stuff. Thank you, Pat. Amazing. I came back with kind of a cold, or perhaps it's allergies. It is so freaking green here, that, and it was so sudden when I got back to Seattle. As we landed, I noticed there was Scotch broom blooming alongside the runway, and I thought, uh-oh. So it could be that. Right now it's really high for cedar and something else in trees. So, who knows? But it is impacting the flavor of how I taste pipe tobacco and everything else too. That's good tobacco. Thanks again, Erk. So then yesterday, I got an email from Byron Smith, who's Lord Byron 55. He says, "Hi, Tom." He had come up to me and said hello, and you know, it's just great to meet some of these people who you've corresponded with or just seen on YouTube, or maybe they left a comment or something. You know, really makes it like going into your neighborhood pub, you know. In all the hoopla in the smoking tent at the Chicago show, I forgot to tell you that my sister also found a handwritten receipt showing my dad's purchase of the Doodler from the Mincer warehouse in Indianapolis, dated July 8th, 1955. Funny indeed, because I was born 4 days previous on July 4th in Kokomo, Indiana, so perhaps my pop was buying a celebratory pipe. At any rate, the one you have is it, and why he never smoked it, I will never know. Not this one. But instead, this one, an unsmoked from 1955 Doodler Pipe. Wow, amazing. I mean, it is, and the everything is so crisp, you know. So you can see this hasn't been too heavily smoked. These are really lightweight pipes, so I mean, amazingly so. And this one has a crack in the stem, so it doesn't affect the fit of the tenon, but it is definitely there. So I don't smoke this hardly at all. It's just kind of for the shelf. But it's so interesting to see a brand new 1955 pipe. I was born in 1958. So, you know, it's pretty remarkable. Amazing. So he has more in his email. I thought you might deem the history of that doodler important from a dating perspective. I know if you ever christen that pipe, you will appreciate its history. And no, I will not ever christen that pipe. That is destined to be unsmoked. I did attach a pic of my dear dad, who passed all those pipes on to me in 1972 when I was 17. He explained the significance of them, as my grandfather died in 1943, long before I was born. Dad died in 1996 and was smoking his fleet of custom builds almost to the very day he died. Also, my sons, ages 33 and 29, are both pipe smokers in their own right. And I let them pick out 2 pipes each from the custom builds my dad gave me in '72. They got 2. I got 1. How do I rate? I don't know. So Tom, the custom-built legacy lives on in future generations. When I kick the bucket, both of my sons, Josh and Jared, have agreed, to split the pipes, so I still have and smoke. It was nice to shake your hand, sir, at the pipe show, and now go smoke that doodler when your heart tells you. Yours very truly, Byron Smith. Freaking amazing. You know, as men, we don't really very often touch each other, you know, make that connection. And it's an awesome thing when that happens. So, yeah, it's great. So he shared some pictures here, all smoking custom belts. And of his dad smoking a custom built, I presume. Gotta love the jumpsuit. That is just awesome. And all of this is going with that pipe and will not be separated from it. That is just incredible. So, I was looking up in Bill Unger's book, Tracy Mincer's Doodlers. Tracy Mincer seems to have unveiled his Doodler pipe in April of 1953 with a series of 13 radio scripts for the Saturday morning Breakfast with Chuckles program on radio station WISH in Indianapolis. Each script varied slightly in wording, but all had essentially the same thing. All said essentially the same thing. It's light as a feather, it's cool as a breeze, it's dry as a bone. It's the brand new high-quality pipe, the Doodler, created by Tracy Mincer, Dean of American Pipe Makers. Every man will want it, every woman will want to give it to her man. Like all fine pipes, the Doodler is made of finest imported briar and hard rubber bits are used, but here all similarity ends. The bowl has turned in horizontal fins, and through them numerous vertical holes have been bored. This special design provides 5 times more area to dissipate heat and reduce weight. And here's something important to men who wear dentures and have had to resign from the pipe smoking fraternity. Shh. The feather weight of the Doodler plus a specially designed bit makes it ideal for use with dentures. All men will get a new thrill from this denture bit. No 2 Doodlers are exactly alike in appearance, but the pleasure of smoking one or another is the same. Doodlers are priced just $5 and are unconditionally guaranteed by the maker, Tracy Mincer Company of Indianapolis. Advertising pipes on the radio. You know, it just was another world. On April 13, 1953, Mincer wrote to Marcus Glazer of Glazer Brothers in San Francisco, "In the Doodler we have a pipe with a principle, and the principle really works. In engineering, fins are the greatest heat radiation principle known. This principle applied to the Doodler makes for less condensation and causes the tobacco to burn more freely and completely to the bottom of the bowl. To prove this, you can hold the pipe in your hand and while smoking, cover the fins with your hand. You will feel the bowl heating up. It will start cooling the minute it is uncovered. Another thing of great importance is the extreme lightweight of the Doodler. You know that during the past 10 years, young fellows haven't been taking up pipe smoking. Mincer could see the future coming. Infers Unger. And the old boy's jaws are getting weak. The Doodler with the denture bit is, as one fellow said, teeth or no teeth, it's a honey. Teeth or no teeth, it's a honey. Now, honestly, is that really so different than any other bit? I question it. I think it's all marketing. I think it's sizzle rather than steak. But it's an interesting historical period piece. So, Byron, thank you. And words just don't describe it. I mean, you epitomize the pipe community, you know, really. And Eric, thanks for the tobacco. That's awesome. It was big of you to share. And Pat, that Tracy Mincer, wow, that's going right with the Doodler. It's like seriously archival. You know, I'm not going to be smoking that. I have plenty of pipes to smoke, so yeah, those are remarkable and wonderful period pieces. I'll do another video tomorrow if I'm in the mood. Rob Cooper from Cooper's Ark was awesome. I didn't connect with him as much as I wanted to. We spent a little time together, but he, as always, is very generous. So, I had fun to spend time with. Didn't get to meet his wife Brenda, though, darn it. Next year, for sure. The Doodler. You know, this is one of those kind of skinny-necked, smaller billiards, although this is fairly large for that period, I guess. Although those big custom builds were during that time, too. Okay, so Boswell wasn't doing his, what are those, Grizzlies? But, yeah. All that aeration, does it really matter? I don't think so. But it took a lot of craftsmanship to make that. I'm sure they broke a bunch of bowls doing it, too. Because, you know, each bowl would be different. So, you know, they're obviously different sizes. So, close, but different. You know. So, this has 3 rings, this has 2. You know, there's still, it almost looks like a little sawdust in there. Wow. So much fun. You know, if you think about it, all those guys who came before us as pipe smokers, you know, think of all the experience. So they had at least as rich an experience as we did and do. Yeah, kind of makes you think about it and appreciate them.